So Vanguard's default investment option, their Save Smart option, is actually a life cycle investment option. So what do I mean when I say that? The life cycle investment option takes into account the investor's age, and it sets the growth and defensive mix of assets based on that age. So the growth mix of assets is, say, your investments into shares and property, and your defensive mix is your cash and your bond investments. And over time, that mix of defensive and growth assets actually moves as you age. In terms of AustralianSuper's investment strategy, it takes a different approach, and it also has a few more tools in the toolkit. So it invests in unlisted assets such as private equity, unlisted infrastructure, think Sydney Airport, and it also uses active management. So what that means is it's trying to beat the market, whereas Vanguard's investment strategy is very focused on matching market returns for a low cost. AustralianSuper, for those additional tools in the toolkit for those unlisted assets, you are paying higher investment fees and costs, whereas Vanguard's fees and costs are lower as you are just trying to match that index return. In order to compare, I took a look at the AustralianSuper high growth option and the Vanguard 47 years and under option. So a life cycle investment option, which is Vanguard's option, is a little bit more difficult to compare because, as I said, that asset allocation changes over time. But when I look at the performance of both Vanguard and AustralianSuper's options, they've both generated really strong returns for investors over time. And the other thing to pay attention to is the administration fees. So the administration fees of AustralianSuper are lower than Vanguard. And the reason for that is AustralianSuper have $250 billion of assets under management, which means that they're able to offer administration at a lower cost at the moment than Vanguard. Now, Vanguard do have a good track record in passing through costs to their investors over time. They've done this in many of their investment options. And I'd expect that over time, Vanguard's admin fees should come down. But at the moment, AustralianSuper's admin fees are cheaper than Vanguard's admin fees.
Any advice in this video is general advice or regulated financial advice under New Zealand law prepared by Morningstar Australasia Proprietary Limited and or Morningstar Research Limited without reference to your financial objectives, situation or needs. You should consider the advice in light of these matters and any relevant product disclosure statement before making any decision to invest. To obtain advice for your own situation, contact a financial advisor.